Hello everybody, and thanks for joining me. It's August 17th, 2022. I happen to be standing in the Thamesville section of Norwich, Connecticut right now on Shipping Street. And I'm just going to take a walk around this area of Thamesville that used to be, factories and warehouses. Dole oil used to be down here, and Lehigh, and a lot of other businesses. You can see that giant, what used to be, I believe that was a woolen mill many years ago. What is up here? I'm going to zoom in on this sign, Shipping Street and Terminal Way. I can't really get that in there. I got to get out of this poison ivy. Anyways, let's take a walk around. And we're going to take a stroll here in Thamesville for a little while. It's a nice overcast day. It's about 75 degrees, very comfortable. And this big building, actually, let me take a cruise down here. This used to be Dole oil, maybe. There's train tracks right here. Dole oil, Lehigh. There's no trespassing signs all over the place. I mean, it's all overgrown. It's obviously abandoned. Right there it's not, that garage door is not that old, but the building is pretty old. No trespassing. Violators will be prosecuted. Well, I don't really feel like being prosecuted, but let's get a look over this fence at this big giant, what used to be, I believe, a woolen mill. It was a woolen mill. Now it says storage. I don't know if maybe it's operational, maybe it isn't. I don't know. But it's definitely fenced in. There's barbed wire, chain link fence all over the place. But I'm going to take a walk. Here's the train tracks. Let's get kind of a low angle view of those train tracks that way. And then in the opposite direction. I don't think that's getting a lot of use, those lights. I'm sure when this place was, fully functional. Well, okay, there's some cars down there. Or a car. I see a single car. So that tells me this place, AAA self-storage. Man, oh man, that building is like hollowed out. Right there, it's totally hollowed out. But anyways, there's some U-Haul trucks, maybe rentable, I don't know, $19.99 a day. And this mailbox, they do have a mailbox, 21 Terminal Way, so private railroad crossing. Ooh, gotta watch my step down here. Private railroad crossing, no trespassing, right to pass by permission subject to control of owner. Interesting. Get a look at that building from this kind of low angle. There's a lot of graffiti up there. Obviously somebody, kids or somebody's been up there. I mean, it's quiet down here. Look at this big, I guess you'd call that a vacant lot. I don't know if that was parking, back when this place was functioning. There's another, to the right of this giant hollowed out building to the right of it, if you can see through the trees there. There's another part of another hollowed out factory. I guess I'm going to assume it's the same company. I don't know. Big puddle down here. That tells me it rained. And we haven't had a lot of rain lately. Looks like somebody came down here and threw some, I don't know, bedroom end table dressers. There's a liquor bottle on the ground there, and there's a lot of liquor bottles, beer bottles. Look at this. Somebody just unloaded. What are they? Whiskey bottles, garbage, debris of all kinds. This road is it's just shambles. I mean, obviously it's potholes, needs to be paved. I don't know what the story on this land is back here, but it seems like this is riverfront property, by the way. This goes directly right onto the Thames River. But I don't know, I don't know who owns this, and more people obviously throwing garbage down here, which is illegal. Illegal dumping is taking place down here. Kind of another empty lot right there in front of me, to my right. Another area up above there with a chain link fence and barbed wire. There's another street right there that's not going to see a lot of action because there's nothing down here. There's really no reason to drive down here. Let's take a walk. See what we got going on down the road here. All right, what else? Private property, no trespassing. This little walk of mine might be short-lived. I don't know what's... I gotta keep my eyes peeled. I don't want to get nailed by security or whatever. Looks like it's all fenced up. Private property. I mean, it's not that fenced. I mean, there's a fence, but you can literally walk right around it. Notice, this area is under 24-hour video surveillance, private property, no trespassing. There's a stop sign. I can't get in there, but I don't know if you can read it. It says, "Don't stop." An old antique stop sign. All right, let me hold this thing up over this barbed wire and get you a look at some of these buildings. I don't know. There used to be stuff going on back here. You know, when I was a kid, I remember buying, I don't know if I bought them or my grandfather or somebody, they used to sell shoes out of one of these factories. It could be that brick one straight ahead. I'm going to try to get down. I'm try to take a walk down near the river. All right, they got big, giant, you see these trees? Obviously, they don't want vehicles coming down here. Private property. All right, there's another shot of that train track leading up to that, what used to be a big mill. Posted private property. I think there was another building down here that they demolished. Let's get a look at this thing. Way off in the distance. I'm going to try to work my way over there. I mean, this says private property, but I don't know. There's no fence. There's You can walk on train tracks. That's not illegal, right? I don't want to be breaking the law or anything of that nature. There is some heavy machinery down here. Bulldozers and what looks to be road paving. This area to me looks different. I think they demolished to my left, to our left, I think they demolished a building. There used to be a building right there. As I sweep, do a little panoramic. Yeah, this is all. That building in front of me, I don't know what it was, but a lot of graffiti on the side of it. I'm going to walk right over to that Thames River. Yeah, it's all cleared out back here. This used to be completely overgrown. It looks like a loading dock. What used to be a loading dock right there. And yeah, this is cleared out completely. This is recent because, boy, this is really kind of a nice location. I mean, you're right on the river here. This is premium, a prime property. Whoa, some pretty hardcore graffiti over here too. I don't know what that means. It looks like I don't want to get too close to it. The building might collapse on top of me. I gotta be careful. But anyways, there's a kind of a look. Let's take a look inside the building. I don't know if you can, I mean, it's a wide angle lens, so it's going to be, I'll do the best I can with what I have with me. This camera, but let's take a walk over to this river. Man, this is incredible down here. Completely cleaned out. Somebody should come down here with a metal detector. I think they could probably find a lot of cool old artifacts. Anyways, this is a big wide portion of the Thames River. I gotta watch my step. I don't want to get too close here. There's a bunch of fish. What are they? Maybe snapper blues or something down there. All right, I'm holding this thing right over the water. A sweeping panoramic view. There's a duck over there in the distance. Mohegan Pequot Bridge is down there. Over to my right, the Mohegan Sun Tower. Let me pull this thing back a little bit down. To my left is what used to be a thermos factory. They used to make thermos bottles in there. There's a partially sunken canoe down the, maybe I'll take a walk down there later, and some old boats that look to be in disrepair. There's another factory of some kind, or you know, building. Here's a shot from this angle of that building. I mean, this is not what I expected, because the last time I came down here, this was so overgrown. All right, I'm going to go out on this cement. My assumption is that years ago they probably brought boats up here and, you know, offloaded supplies and all kind of things that they needed for that, those big warehouses and factories back there. This is, look at that. It's all kind of rotted out. They used to probably tie big boats, and I don't know about ships, but I would say large vessels of some sort. There's a big metal plate on the ground right in front of me, and you can, I don't know if you can, let's see if I can sneak this camera in there a little bit. You can see down there at the, into the water. But that's kind of dangerous. And this rusted out metal pole here. Some rusted out, beautiful, kind of picture perfect. I don't know if it's some kind of iron or steel or whatever. But there's another really beautiful view of the river. This is property that can be developed. I'm going to sweep back and pan over to that factory. There's a lot of ducks down here and wildlife. But it's really a beautiful spot. I think it's ripe for developers. I'm going to take a walk up here. I mean, obviously it's going to take a huge investment of cash to get this land, repurpose this land into some kind of a, I don't know, housing or condos, or this building would have to go. It's completely fallen apart. Yeah, there's no roof. I mean, it caved in. It's completely decimated inside. I can't. If I had a zoom lens, you'd be able to get a better look at it, but all right, let's take a look at this, do a sweep of this little factory or former factory or mill or whatever it was, I don't know. And again, we have these. That's something that they used to, work on highways and big roads and things. Real big bulldozers and backhoes and some pretty hardcore equipment down here. There's a plane goes over our heads. And look at this thing. I'm going to be real careful. I'm going to watch my step. There's a little kind of a mobile home type of office over there. It says Will Scott on the side. Maybe that's the name of the company. But it's a quick look at that. Private property, notice, cameras everywhere. Hopefully I can get through here without getting, I don't know about arrested, but kicked off the property. Let's put it that way. I'm going to take a walk around this building. There's a big sign over here. All the windows are bashed out and smashed to pieces. And big sign over here, private property. No trespassing, this area under 24-hour video surveillance. Oh, here we go. We got some kids down here riding bikes. Catch these guys on video. So I'm not the only one to get arrested if anything happens. More windows smashed in. Vines growing all over the building. Kids out at the end of this dock. Let me get back here a little bit. We got more graffiti. The side of this building. The building's kind of just cinder block. There's nothing to brag about. Nothing to write home about. That's for sure. As I hear ducks in that river back there. A bunch of swans across the river. There's all kind of, tires. And although I will say they cleaned it up. Believe it or not, this is actually in better shape now than it was the last time I was down here. The big pile of tires right there. And I don't know, yeah, it's like all, looks like a bunch of tires that we're going to recap or something. Here's the side of this factory. Old factory. Somebody out there in Norwich or around the area will know specifically what that building is all about. This looks like it's another one of these mobile home. It's all completely destroyed inside. For some reason there's a boat out here. Right there. I don't know. Just sitting out here in the middle of nowhere with debris and everything all over the place. I'm just going to start randomly walking around a little bit. And what have we here? This is some kind of a metal, like a skeleton of what used to be some kind of a, I don't know, warehouse or whatever. Somebody threw a pair of shoes, or actually boots, work boots up there. I'm going to go right inside this thing. Let me back up a little bit here. I'm going to go right inside the building, or what once was a building. I just hope against hope it doesn't collapse on my head. But yeah, I'm right in the middle of this thing. It's a little slippery. It's because there's some mud down here. Anyways, there's a look at the skeletal structure that used to be, I don't know, used to be something. All right. Another more modern looking building down here. There's piles of gravel and sand and busted up cement. More gravel, sand, busted up cement. There's a tire, old, I don't know, bicycle or little motorcycle tire. Right there in a big mud puddle. And let's see, more graffiti in front of that modern building. More modern than the other ones. It's a metal-sided building. I'm not going to go in there. I'm not going to play around. There's some more big mounds of dirt and, I don't know, tar or whatever. Anyways, here's a look. Some of the graffiti on the side of this building. I don't know if you can see in there, this exposure on this camera, whether it picks it up. I don't know what this is. It says propane gas inside the building. Let's take another look from this angle in the mud. We're not going to be able to see too much. It's dead dark in there. I'd have to get up and walk around in there, and I'm not willing to do that because I think it's unsafe and it's probably unstable, and it's just not worth the risk. It's kind of muddy where I'm walking right now. I got to be careful I don't fall down. There's a little hill here. I'm going to take a walk up this small hill, see if I can get a view from a different vantage point, maybe see some other things. We'll be able to see the top of that building, if that's anything. I can see the river way off in the distance. All right, there's the top. There's another view of that metal structure covered with graffiti. And if it wasn't for these trees blocking this area right here, boy, oh boy, somebody could do this up and make a nice, I don't know what I would do. You could put in a beautiful bunch of condos and a whole, just apartments and beautiful restaurants and boats, and it'd be a blast. Take a lot of money. Look it through the trees. You can probably take a You know, get a little shot of that river on these nice calm conditions. There's that metal building right there in front of us, that skeletal structure. In this location in Thamesville. I'm going to walk around, trace my way back, and take another look at the river. Let's see if I can walk around this way. I don't know. I don't know if it leads down to that roadway that I came in on, but take another shot of this metallic structure right there as we walk by. Yeah, we'll be able to get out of here. This used to be a road of some kind. All right, let's go over to the river. So far, so good. I don't know, what is this? I can't really get to... It's another fence, but somebody knocked it down, a portion of it down. Yeah, it's a mess. This needs to be cleaned up. And there's the river. You can see the Pequot Bridge down there. And this is, I don't know, some metal barrier. It's a mess. It needs work. And there's the backside of that, once again, that skeletal remains of some building. Back at his factory. But it's a wide part of the Thames River, and I think if it's done over with beautiful condos and apartments and restaurants, you could make it really nice back here. As we sweep over to the Thames River, I'm going to take a walk down to that old abandoned boat as I trace my way back out of here. Just want to get a quick look at that boat and see if I can get another view of what's going on down there. There's a direct shot of that nice clear field or clear property that there were buildings and trees and all kind of stuff back here. They cleared it all out. Let's go right up to that river. I gotta watch my step. One slip and I could be in real trouble. All right, here we go. Let's see now. Let's get a little oil spill out there. Nothing huge, but I'm not going to be able to get too close to that boat. I think it's fenced off with barbed wire and a bunch of... Yeah, no, it's not. I'll get as close as I can, but it's kind of cool to get down there, though, just to see everything. There's kind of an open area right here. Busted up stones and maybe an area where boats launched or something went on there. Yeah. Not going to be able to... Nice flowers in here. Right there. But anyways, there's that boat. I can't get any closer. As I mentioned earlier, there's a half-sunk canoe and a dock that looks in terrible condition. It's all It's all rotted out. Laurel Hill straight ahead. Way in the background, as far as you can see, that's Laurel Hill. And there's a train track across the river there. Those are, I don't know if they're called Laurel Hill Apartments or whatever, but I've been up there. It's across the river off of Laurel Hill. And there's another nice, super wide-angle shot with everything in the background. Mohegan Sun to the right, Mohegan Pequot Bridge, now dead center, and swans. I can see 1, 2, 3, 4 swans from here. Actually, if you look out in the middle, well, it's too far for this lens, but I would say there's at least a dozen swans out there. So I'm going to trace my way back out of here. Maybe I'll cover a couple of more small buildings on the other side of grounds here, but we'll work our way out, get out of harm's way. Take another look at it. That former building, factory, whatever it was. Okay, let's see. I'm walking on what used to be the foundation of a very large structure of some sort. It was a brick factory or... All right, there's something down here at my feet. What does this say? Look at this. Space conditioner. What does that mean? I have no idea. It's a clue. It's a clue as to what used to be down here. As we head towards the train tracks, I take a quick gander at a couple of buildings over here in this little area, and then I'm out of here. All right. I'm gonna look both ways before crossing, because this is an active train track. Big mound of dirt over there. Right next to it, a big pile of stones, cement, all crushed up. And right next to that is a building, a brick building that's fallen apart, all grown over and covered with graffiti on the inside. I'm not going to get too close. I don't want to, again, it's kind of risky. These buildings are in disrepair. Obviously, they're falling apart. And if things go south, you got a problem. It's kind of a cool scene in there. If I had my camera, there's a little light coming through the ceiling. It's pretty cool to the naked eye. I don't know if my camera will be able to pick it up, but all right, let's cover. There's a long, wide shot of those factories, and behind that's the Thames River, obviously. This other small building, this used to be, well, let's have one look at this thing here. There's a whole bunch of trees. I'm telling you, when they cleared out that property, they just moved it all back here. There's all those trees and everything. But this building right here used to be in immaculate condition. Now it's completely fallen apart. I don't know what it was, a little office of some kind. You gotta be real careful walking around here because there's big, huge holes like that one. If you're unlucky enough to step into that thing, you're gonna break your leg. Anyways, private property, notice this area under 24-hour video surveillance. I strongly suggest that that is not accurate because I don't see any cameras and everything down here is all bashed in and smashed. And there's actually an air conditioner in this thing. I mean, this office, maybe 2 or 3 years ago I was down here. There's a lamp in the window right there. Wouldn't it be something if a face, like, you know, some kind of an evil clown face appeared in that window right now? That'd be a problem. I'm glad that didn't happen. Anyways, I gotta work my way out of here. There is one last wide-angle shot of our factory and old dilapidated buildings. But the potential down here for redevelopment is off the charts. Fantastic. I hope something's going to happen. I mean, obviously somebody's doing something down here for a reason. There's a look down the track. Let's get it from a real low angle. There's a look right down the track that way. And there's a look down the track in the opposite direction. That's the direction we're going to head right now. All right. There's a little breeze kicking up right about now. It feels good. We had a heat wave last week and a couple of weeks ago, and the 75, 76 degree weather right now at this present moment feels good. I'll take it. The train tracks look to be in pretty good condition. Obviously they have to be. It's a functional railroad. All right, I'm going to step back over these big giant trees that they used to block off people from coming in here. Vehicles, anyways. And I'll work my way back down the road. It's the way we came in. We still don't have enough rain. You can see by these, this tree right here, for example, there's a few droplets on it. We actually had a sprinkle, but look at the condition of the leaves. They're starving for moisture. They're starving for rain. We're in a severe drought right now. These little puddles you see here and there, that's the amount of rain we got today is utterly meaningless. It's 0.05 of 0.5 inches, which is essentially nothing. So I walk down the road. The way I came back is a person walking towards me. I smell smoke in the air. Probably, it's not a fireplace, it's the middle of the summer, but maybe somebody out in their backyard burning logs or whatever. There's that factory once again. I'm just going to head down the way here a little bit. Take a little look around the other end of this property. And see what it's like down the other side of that brick building. On occasion, there were train cars parked back there. I don't see any down there right now. There was a building off to the left down there that was demolished several years ago. I'm just going to take a quick look down there, and then I'll conclude this walking tour of this area of Thamesville, of the Thamesville section of Norwich, Connecticut. But as I've said before, the potential for development down here is phenomenal. It's off the charts. Beautiful if it's done right. All right, there it is. That's kind of where we began this little journey. Let me take a walk. I'm not going to go too far down. I mean, if I walk down those tracks, and I don't know how far it is, but the city of Norwich is down there. It might be a mile and a half. I don't know. Maybe 2 miles. I've actually walked that track before down to Norwich. And there's some pretty good fishing spots down there along the way. Real nice. But anyways, this former Lehigh Doll oil, whatever it was, is again another one disintegrating and falling apart. As I pan over here on this side, this used to be a building, a brick building. It was kind of a nice building, but it was, again, in disrepair. It fell apart. It was dangerous, so the city hired a demolition company and took it down. Let's see if I can get you guys a look at this foundation. Maybe somebody worked there back in the old days. Anyways, there it is. There's the foundation of this thing. Right there. There's nothing left but a big cement foundation. There's another building that used to be here. It's gone. Last time I walked down here, maybe 2 years ago, there was a building here. It looks like it was either burned to the ground or, I don't know, just another demolition job. There's not much to see. I'll hold this camera over the fence. There's nothing there. It's gone. What was there is no longer. All right, I'm not gonna. There's another building down here, but it's not worth our time. It's completely covered with shrubbery and these train tracks here. Yeah, there's no trains right now, but they used to. Last time I was down here a couple of years ago, there were a couple of train cars down here. But I think this is going to conclude the walking tour of this area of Thamesville. Let's do it with a kind of an artsy shot between these metal beams that are just sitting down here. Thanks for joining me, folks.